Such a rove from Lane in County Cavan. It's a miserable, damp day here in the county of Cavan as we start the Lidl National Football League with Cavan, the hosts, up against Ulster champions Armagh. Let's say Cavan Murray joins us this afternoon. Kiva, the conditions will play a part here. It's heavy underfoot. The grass is pretty heavy there as well. There's been a lot of rain apart from the snow and the frost over the last few days. It could slow Armagh down.
It could, yeah. Armagh are flying fit at this stage of the year where you'd want them to be, but that ground is definitely going to take its toll. And with Fermanagh, we played Cavan in Challenge match a couple of weeks ago, and I had thought fitness was a bit of an issue for them, so I think this kind of surface might suit them a wee bit more than Armagh.
It's difficult conditions. It's hard to know what way you get off the league's campaign. It's important to get a good start, but it's always difficult to see what way a team's going to go. Now, obviously, like Caroline's not playing to Caroline O'Hanlon. They're only coming back into the squad again. There's 2 or 3 others, maybe not just 100% fit. A couple of debuts there today. Louise Kenny there, and there was another one there.
Emily Druce,
coming into the squad. A couple of new faces behind the scenes as well. So it's a new experience for them as well. It's important though to get off to a good start.
Look, it is, psychologically you might say make it, suit your scenario, but, he will, I know Shane will want to get off to a good start, Jerry Moan will want to get off to a good start because it dictates, your training going into the next week and the next game, and the games come hot and heavy, after each other, which is fabulous as well. But look, the way Shane McCormick has worked it here, he has rewarded the players that have been committed to him, and it's great to see. And then, you've a great bench there with Catherine Marley, Niamh Marley, Brianna Mathers, Burnett, Blahin Mackin, he has a lot of options there,
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously you look at the Cavan side. We'll start with the Cavan side this afternoon, and a few changes, a few new faces I would expect. Elaine Walsh is in goals, and former full-back Shauna Lynn, she moves out to the corner. Ciara Brady makes her debut, the former captain of the Lurgan side, of course. She comes in there at full-back, number 3. And Christina Carter, she's a debutant as well. An O'Connor Cup winner, of course, and an Ulster champion as well in recent times at minor level. Anya Dinaher, Nessa Bird, the captain, and Erin Longair comes in there at number 7. In the middle of the park, Sally Cahill and Niamh Keenigan. Obviously a few changes around the middle there this afternoon as well. Aisling Walls, Laura McVitie and Kerry McCormick comes in on the half forward line, with Catherine Hearn making her debut, of course a former minor Ulster champion. The experienced Aisling Sheridan from Mullahorn in at 14 and Aisling Gilson at number 15. 2 familiar faces there in the full forward line. Aisling Sheridan back obviously from her exploits in Australia as well, but maybe not 100% fit.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think she would say that herself. When we played them, they had her out in midfield, supposed to get a bit of running in the legs against Fermanagh. But look, as I said to you, Paddy, you'd like 3 of her, one up front, one in the forward line, and maybe one to drive the ball from the half-back line. She's deadly when she gets on the ball, and she's so strong. So what she might lack in fitness, she will definitely make up for in her strength.
No doubt. Jerry Moan and Barry Grimes, the former Tyrone management team, they're still in charge of Cavan for another year. Moving now to Armagh, and it is a big day, of course, for Shane McCormick as well, the former assistant to Ronan Murphy in the Armagh camp. He takes over in charge today for the first time. He's certainly looking forward to it. An absolute gentleman he is, of course, and was the youngest manager when he managed Wexford all those years ago, around 2014, of course. I think that was then when he had to give up the football himself. Anna Carr's in goal, Shauna Gray's at number 2, and Clodagh McCambridge at 3, with debutant Louise Kenny in at 4. Grace Ferguson, Lauren McConville and Kate Toy at 7, and Niamh Coleman and Eve Lavery come into the middle of the park. Eva Lennon is at number 10, Amy Mackins at 11, and Emily Druce, she makes her debut from the Armagh Herbs Club today at number 12. Alex Clark at 13, Kelly Mullins the captain at 14, and Aoife McCoy's at 15. And the name, of course, of Amy Mackins strikes fear into any defender. She was absolutely superb this last 3 or 4 years, but even before that, she's just continuing on a rich vein of form.
She's a class act. Funny, James Daly and I were talking about it this morning, and sometimes with young players you see them coming through at the age of 17, 18, and they're fabulous at that level, but there is a step up, and can they continue that and get better? And Amy is a player that's definitely done that.
There's no doubt about that. You see players at that level who obviously burst through, and Ulster Player of the Year at underage level, superb stuff, and all of a sudden then they vanish. There's an injury here, an injury there. She's come through all that already.
Yeah, look, there's a serious commitment with senior county football, and that puts a lot of young players off as well. And, if they were starring at their age group at minor, under 16, and they come to county senior, and it's like, well, I'm not the star anymore. It's difficult sometimes to deal with in your head.
And I think that, there's a load of stars in that Armagh team. Won an Ulster Championship last year, getting to the All-Ireland quarter-final last year, losing the league final. All wee setbacks for Ronan Murphy and Shane, of course, who was there then as well. But the players will learn from that.
The players will, and I think the continuity of having Shane, who has been there, sometimes, you say you might need new people, but I think it's the right choice for Armagh, and I mean, they've had lots of challenge games coming up to this, and every player has had 60 minutes of football, so, he's very fair, and I think it's a good choice for Armagh.
Anthony Martin is the man in charge this afternoon of this encounter. He's just about to get things underway here at, I want to say, a miserable looking Drumlane, no disrespect to the venue. The club, of course, got beat in the Ulster Junior club final last year in the men's game, of course, by Stewartstown, and a great wee club, working very, very hard, but the conditions are going to be difficult this afternoon. We've talked about that. There's no rain, it has been blowy, there's a bit of breeze blowing now. Can't actually figure out what way it is. It seems to be swirling around. They're about to get started. I think there's going to be a run of in here at the Drumlane club, but a big test for both sides this afternoon. 5 defenders from the Cavan side from last year, bar Shauna Lynch, are all away, so that's a big step up as well for these younger players coming in. Obviously the debutants, Ciara Brady and Christina Charters, but the rest of them as well, moving around, being part of the squad, but coming in now to start in the National League. It's going to be tough for them.
It is going to be tough, Paddy, but we're going to be looking at leaders like Shauna Lynch, Nessa Bird, Lauren McVitie and Aisling Sheridan. And if you look along there's like a leader in every line. Yeah, there is. So that's what those young people hopefully will be aspiring to be, and those senior players will hopefully coax them along.
But to take 5 players out of your starting 15, automatically, it's tough, isn't it?
It is. It's very tough. It's very tough for management. It's very tough to keep morale up, so... Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
Well, we're getting ready to start this one. I don't think there's anyone coming up to do a run of in, but we are about to get underway here at Drumlane. The conditions, as we said, aren't 100% great. Underfoot, it's very, very heavy over there.
It's what you call real pre-season, Paddy,
It's pre-season and we're starting already. It's hard to believe it's coming into the last few days in the month. It's going to be an interesting one. Some of the officials, these are checking with you, they're showing their respect to you anyway. to make sure we're in the right position.
My eyesight's not great at my age now.
That's 2 of us. But we're ready to get underway. We may have to jig around here and keep a wee eye, but the game is underway. No announcements.
See a bit of a change there. Blahin Mackin's in at midfield. So
yeah, they've obviously made a late change there, so we'll wait and see that one. But the game is underway, and it is Armagh on the offensive out this near side, and it is, of course, Blahin Mackin picking it up, and that one, an early opportunity here from the
I think she was putting the ball in sister Amy, but it just overran. I think she was trying to find her,
but the ball has went wide, and nearly wide in that particular encounter, or that particular long ball in. Important to try and get the ball out of defence here for this Cavan side, who, as we said, show so many changes from last year. A lot of new faces on behind the scenes today, of course, as well, for Jerry Moan and Barry Grimes and the management team there. Ball through the centre now, and a long probing ball, just trying to get a wee bit of movement there for the number 9, Niamh Keenan. Keenan tries to get the ball threaded through the centre there to Ahern, but again the defence equal to it. It's going to be very, very ponderous perhaps in the opening exchanges here.
It is. They're kind of sussing each other out, and you made the point about the conditions, and you could see the conditions caught the Cavan forward out there and let Shauna Gray come in and get the ball because it bounced badly.
There's no real bounce on the ground at all there, and it has been wet obviously on it as well, so we'll wait to see how that goes. Of course, Armagh sporting their new jersey this afternoon. Lavery down this near side, threading the ball out to the left. An opportunity here for Amy Mackin. She shows a clean pair of heels to the defender, gets the shot in and gets the first score of this Lidl National Football League Division 2 campaign. Good start, bright start.
Yeah, good start. I think, Christina is going to have to give Amy a wee bit more room to win the ball, maybe stand her up, because she slipped there underfoot, and it's the conditions you're going to have to take into consideration, because Amy will turn you on a pin.
2 minutes on the clock and an injury already perhaps for Jerry Moan and co to deal with, as the referee's over just having a check there as well. It looks to be the debutant Christina Charters, who has picked up a knock there, as Amy Mackin just left her for dead, spun away from her and caught out the young crosser lock defender.
It's good transition, Paddy, though, out of defence when the ball was turned over by Sean Gray to Louise Kenny, and straight in there, quick transition by Armagh.
Absolutely, and you can see the pace with Armagh even already. They're showing that skill as well. I see Sean Gray there's got the knee bandage there as well, a wee bit of support around her knee, so we'll wait to see how that develops on the heavy sod there.
She's had that for years, Paddy, so she'll be alright.
I think it will be, but just I suppose on a heavy sod like this, is a wee bit more assurity as well, isn't it? Ball given away there, an opportunity here for Armagh once again. Nice ball out to the right hand side. There's still work to be done out there though. Laid back. Armagh won't panic. They're not going to be flustered too much. Great run down this near side from Louise Kenny if it comes her direction. Mackin has it now, takes a touch and threads the ball out that right hand side. An early opportunity here again for Armagh's forwards to get moving, but good bit of defending there. The referee already gives a free anyway, but I see Cavan already warming a substitute up on the far side, so Christina Charters may be.
Yeah, I think Armagh showed good patience there, but as you said, Louise Kenny made a great run down the blind side, and maybe a wee shout to switch the play would have been the thing to do there.
She'd made a great run, there's no doubt about that. It comes out to Charters out this near side. The stand side here at Drumlane. Nice ball through to Walls, experienced player. Cavan slowly trying to move the ball down this near side as Longair gets it forward once again. Through the number 10 Walls, combining well there. Out to Sheridan, and the free kick already awarded. Just looking there, the Cavan team look pretty small, don't they?
They do look small in comparison, yeah.
There's a wee bit of a change in physicality, I suppose you would say.
Yeah, and I suppose, as you say, a lot of new young players in that Cavan side, and I mean, they're probably just getting to grips with new strength and conditioning programmes, whereas Armagh have been at it for quite a while now.
Absolutely, one of the first counties to get underway in that. Ball back out to McCormick. McCormick out through the centre here once again. And the girl making the run down this near side is Longair.
So Armagh have set up a really good defensive wall here, and they're pushing Cavan back. They need a runner to break through this wall now.
And there is a runner coming forward now. It's the debutant Charters, is it? Yep. It wasn't, no, it was Bird. Vastly experienced player, of course. Long ball in from Sheridan. That one goes away wide as well. Really,
Armagh's defensive setup forced her to take that shot. I mean, they need more runners off the shoulder. They need to try and break the line of Armagh's defence.
And if you can do that, Kiva, it works. If you can make them force them on a day like this where they have to shoot from distance.
It does work, and I suppose you have to give your younger players confidence to do it and tell them to do it.
Ball out that far side once again, running the lines as they do. Armagh on the offensive again. Ball with McCoy. McCoy tries to thread it through the centre, but too much on that one. That one goes wide as well.
Armagh need to be quicker to the kick out here because Cavan like the short kick out, so they need to get the spaces filled.
Cavan are playing a very central plan, I suppose. They're just trying to get the kick out to the players on the wings, but again, it's easily intercepted. They're good reading from Eva Lavery. Lavery does well, threads the ball inside once again to McCoy. Shot comes in, but that one spins away. It was a good opportunity, but
still there.
It has been kept in play, but
that was a wasted opportunity.
Early season,
I know.
Early season shots, I suppose you would call it. Cavan doing well to try and get the ball out of defence. They are working it. Credit to them. They're a good runner down this near side as well. Walls wants it, but it's not coming her direction just yet. Sheridan all over the park, as we said she was going to be. Takes the ball through the centre, lays it back, and again Walls had made the run down this near side, but has to track back once again. Again, it's Cavan slowly trying to build with Sheridan. And they experienced in Australia, of course, last year. Done well. Ball inside. It will be a free. Gilson and Dunwell takes the short free out this near side. And the return pass in then to Walls.
Look how many Armagh players are set up there.
4 around her, they're watching her in the wee triangles. Doing well. Gilson trying to break away. The heavy ground not really helping her as well. Tries to chink away, over carried the ball, and she had no option. She was just running into an orange wall there.
She had no option. Cavan are really going to have to think about going backwards, maybe switching the play a lot more. But there's the conditions of play there again.
Yeah, the ball just drops away. Drowse was the target, didn't go her direction. Walls has to make a steady progress. The heavy leg, the heavy ground is not going to suit either team, I think, by the looks of things there. Back out once again. McVitie Long effort. Good score from Lauren McVitie. She done well. They were patient. They had to be patient.
She did really well there. That's a real leadership score there, so that'll settle Cavan a little bit here.
8 minutes gone, and McVitie on target with that one. An important score to keep her side in this contest. As I said, Shane McCormick's first game in charge officially today in terms of competitive football. Long ball forward, Lavery can't get a hand onto it, and good bit of work
really
there.
strong by Christina, yeah.
Yeah, Charter's done well. She seems to have settled after that wee knock, and no ill effects from it. Sharon goes through the centre now, tries to thread the ball through inside there to Ahern. Again, Cavan on the offensive, running into trouble low, and eventually
she did well to get that
back.
out.
She was under an awful lot of pressure there as it comes out this near side once again. Long ball in, and an easy one for Anna Carr. Carrie Cruppen, netminder for a couple of years now for the Armagh side. Comfortable for her. Lavery dispossessed. It was going her direction once again, but good piece of play there from Bird. Bird gets it out. Walls, and the number 7, Longer, combining. Longer steadies herself, hits this one, but it will go wide. Another one of those early season shots that we were talking about a few moments ago. This is the Lidl National Football League Division 2 clash between Cavan and Armagh this afternoon, brought to you here on Ladies TV, the LGFA, of course, bringing you all the fixtures this year to our own service, as always, and a privilege to be bringing you live commentary from this particular encounter this afternoon in all Ulster Derby.
It's a sudden kick out by
not
Anna
as
Carr.
many of them this year, of course, as there was last year, and a lot of counties glad at that. Armagh on the offensive, ball out the near side once again. The shot comes in as a simple enough one into the breadbasket there of Elaine Walsh. She took that possession, but they almost caused themselves problems there with that one.
Yeah, look, that's all about decision making. Kelly should have been putting that over the bar, and where it seems, yes, it's early days in the match, you know, what you do, you repeatedly do, so you really want to take the right option. It was lovely play up to that point.
Yeah, Kelly Mallon was closing in there, and maybe a goal opportunity perhaps, but she took the wrong option. Sheridan combining well, takes the return pass, nice ball through the centre. This is good play, shot comes in, and the shot has went over the bar. Good score.
That play really deserved the score. 1-2 off the shoulder. It's classic, you know, quality football there.
Old style, works.
Yeah.
You'll be encouraging your players to do that in the future. Because it does work when it's done well.
It does work, but you have to work hard at it.
And there's a lot of pace involved.
Yeah, because you've got to get ahead of the ball.
The ball there to Louise Kenny. Out this near side, the ball comes once again, picked up by Lavery. Work to be done to Lavery to keep it in, but
just seems a bit laboured.
I was just going to say that. You just seem to be very slow coming across there to that one, and that's just maybe the conditions causing the problems. Ball through the centre once again, picked up well by McConville. Wanting the return pass, the shot comes in from distance.
Lauren McConville had made a good run there, you know, a second run after she passed the ball. Maybe it was a better option there.
Early stages, you'd be happy enough if you were Cavan, wouldn't you?
Be very happy if I was Cavan, yeah.
Kick out from Walsh. Killygarry, goalkeeper. Again, the short kick out to Keir Brady, making her debut this afternoon. Nice ball into Walls. Again, another Killygarry player under a wee bit of pressure there from McConville, but threads the pass through the centre. Takes the return then. McVitie out that far side. Work to be done still. Carr comes out with it. The Cavan player has it. Gives it back. An opportunity here for Ahern. And Ahern's effort comes out for a 45. But that was a dangerous one. The keeper had committed herself.
Really dangerous. Joanne Riley had no right to win that ball there, and she fought really, really hard and got it up. So, you know, it could have been much more dangerous there. There was a goal on, like.
They're under a lot of pressure there, but good effort. And it will be 45. Entertaining encounter so far here at Drumlane. And it's going to be a 45. Ali Cahill about to hit this one. You'd expect both sides to run their benches at some stage. She decided to take it. She was two minds what to do with there. Eventually she gets it away out this near side. It was picked up by Walls again. Leaves it back to Sheridan.
What would concern me the most about this is that Cavan are able to make mistakes and still get the ball back. They still seem to have time.
They've won it back again. Danaher out that far side, gets the ball inside.
That was good tackle.
But the Armagh defence equal to it there. Good work there from Ferguson, and Armagh try and turn it over once again. And I suppose from a Jerry Moan and Barry Grange point of view, with the likes of Charlie O'Hanlon not available this afternoon and new start, new manager in place, maybe they would fancy their chances. They did lose by 8 last year in the league encounter. Previous year, Cavan beat them in the league, so I suppose there's very little between them. That's for sure. And Armagh had possession of the ball. Free taken. Referee called it back, and Mackin out that far side once again, doing well with it. Tries to thread it through again, defending well.
That was very smart defending there. Amy thought she was going to be the smarter of the two using her body, but actually the defender read that really well.
Dinaher done well, gets the ball away, and Cavan are moving with a wee bit of aplomb here in these opening exchanges here in this National League opener. Again, the ball given back. They're just steady in their build-up and steady getting it out of defence.
They're very good through the hands out of defence.
And Wall seems to be a great target player for them.
Yeah.
Because she's back and forward, yeah. Nice ball inside. Wasn't happy maybe with the challenge that come in, but they're on the offensive again with long air. Is it back? Wolsey out again out this near side. There's an awful lot of running in her, that's for sure. Ball inside. An opportunity here for McVitie, but again, the Armagh defence equal to the danger, and Kenny picks it up in there, and now we'll clear her lines through Ferguson. A nice ball by Ferguson into Alex Clark. Clark down the near side. Mackin, who's been reasonably quiet in this encounter, jinks away from the marker, gets the shot in from distance and won't trouble the umpires. Another one goes wide, but she's been quiet. She
has been quiet, but as you say, she loves those jinks. It's very hard to effectively jink and get away in that kind of surface.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see how that develops. Kick out one well around the middle of the park, and
Aisling Sheridan there.
They're running well. They're running the ball well around the middle of the park. Sheridan's all over the park, and as you said, Kiva, you need 3 or 4 of her.
You do.
Maybe that's the difference. Chance out that far side again. The Armagh side just gently building, showing no signs of panic, and then adding a wee bit of pace to the whole occasion. Ball out this left hand side once again to Lavery. Lavery to Mackin. Mackin will go for the shot herself. She hits it skyward, and she hits it over the bar.
Yeah, it's a very good score. Good patience, good switching of the play.
2 apiece, maybe not going to script, as some would say, but 15 minutes gone, and
low scoring, Paddy, but still a good one. Good football.
Good football. Both sides playing well. There's a mistake dangerous this time, though. Here's an opportunity. Ball out this near side. The chance come in, though, from Clark. And she just didn't take it. Well blocked down, and good bit of digging out there from a solid defence who have played well. Wall in there once again. Gets it forward to Gilsnan. Gilsnan threading forward. Lays it back across here into the centre for Sheridan. Sheridan and Gilsnan continues the run. Out this near side again, takes the return and then gets it to Wall. Out this near side, Wall solos. Has still work to do though, and then comes back on herself and will recycle the ball. And then the ball through the centre, trying to get the attacker away. As the attacker is Gilsnan. Goes to ground under pressure. The referee says she touched it in the ground. It will be a free out.
It's difficult conditions for a referee as well. You know, sometimes you get them right, sometimes you won't. So
the idea was right. From a Cavan point of view, I suppose you would say. But big crowd at this as well. Just noticing a good big crowd at this one this afternoon. The ball out this near side, picked up well there by McCoy. McCoy's been chased back the whole way by Dinaher. McCoy lays it through the centre, an opportunity, just a wee bit too much. The goalkeeper, Ian Walsh, comes out, takes it away and gets the defence into attack again with long air down this near side once again. It was a poor clearance from her, picked up by Coleman. Coleman takes a touch and then gets it out to Lavery, out this near side. And the referee's calling it back. There was a tug on the jersey there, but caused themselves problems there, Kiva.
They did, yeah. Like, I mean, Aoife McCoy made a fantastic run down the wing. It was the right pass to give it to Amy Mackin. Just unfortunate. Then Cavan won it back and give it away. I think they're better keeping it through the hands, you know, in their defensive area rather than kicking.
Opportunity for Kelly Mallon, the captain of this Armagh side, to try and engineer a score. Put her side ahead after almost 19 minutes. Steadies herself, hits it. Hasn't got the angle and goes wide. 5 wides. worrying maybe from an Armagh point of view.
I know it's early days at this stage as well, but you'd like a bit more accuracy at this point. It was very wasteful.
And the fitness seems to have improved from Cavan.
It has.
From when he's played them from a Fermanagh point of view.
Definitely
Ball like
has,
this
yeah.
near side to Lavery, the Davids player, threads it through the centre again, looking for an opportunity. It's hit skyward and it will go over the bar. Good score.
Yeah, that was a good score from play, well worked. Narrow angle for Kelly, but it was a good score.
Mallon's always good for a score like that, isn't she, though?
Yeah, and she always comes up with them when they need them.
And I certainly did that one,
Yeah.
to a point anyway, I would say. And goalkeeper will hit this one out once again. The narrow kicks, there's very little margin for error in those kickouts, isn't there?
Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking, especially if you're in a corner back.
It's not the position you want to be.
Yeah.
It's a tight one, that's for sure. Ball out this near side once again. And the player wanted his long air, who's done well. Again, Sheridan picks it up through the centre. Wall giving her a wee bit of support and then takes the ball away. Sheridan continues to run though. Can she get it out this way? She can't. She has to go back a wee bit. And then they have to recycle the ball again with long air. Again, out to McVitie. Point score already in this one. Nice ball out that far side. Still work to be done though. And there was a push. The referee says no. Allowing the conditions perhaps, but
I think Joanne Riley was being very smart there. She tried to tuck Kate Toe's arm in underneath to take her down with her.
she allowed a bit of crudeness.
Yeah, a bit of that cuteness.
That's it. The ball and going to be a free, and Cavan will try and get it back out once again. Happy enough maybe with the way things are being so far. It's the point between the sides.
So it's a bit of the battle of the AFLs there, Blackheim and Ashling there.
Absolutely, yeah. As Aussie rules are of course playing a big part now, of course, in the ladies' game. To some perhaps detrimental, but
Well, it's great to see that they're all back, mostly playing with their counties.
they're all back safely and playing, indeed, absolutely. Will be a free.
It's quite a distance out, I
We
think.
note there as well, it's not a scoring chance, but certainly an opportunity to try and engineer something into those pavilion end goals. Away to our right hand side as we look out. 3 points to 2. Entertaining enough encounters so far. Nothing between the two Ulster sides, as you'd expect. And Cavan, I suppose, and Armagh pretty close through the encounter last year. Armagh eventually pulled away in the latter stages of that one. But this is a whole new season, and Cavan on the offensive again with Ali Cahill. Cahill out this near side. Long Air has been very, very industrious for the Cavan side, playing on home territory this afternoon. Ahern on her debut, laying it back. They're patient, they're not panicking, that's for sure. Ball through the centre though, and it's, well,
if she had got it, she was away.
She was away. Mackin was away, despite the conditions. She would have been away there, but it hasn't went her direction, and it is Cavan who have possession, but they lose it out. One back again by Sheridan. Sheridan inside to
Drop him.
Cahill, and it will drop short. There's been a few of those drop short this afternoon.
There has been, but wouldn't the ball be quite heavy in those conditions, I suppose?
Bound to be.
Yeah.
Bound to be. And
Not that I was ever allowed to kick very much. Just
you're not
state
allowed
that
to
for the
kick, no,
record.
just
No,
keep
just
you away from
hand
it.
pass and leave it.
keep away from it. You're not the only one, I'm sure, if we go through their mantles or records in
I think
ladies
it's
football.
know
There's
your
one or two.
limitations, isn't it?
There's one or two now that's been mentioned about, all right. Indeed in the men's game as well, that's for sure, as that kick out comes from Anna Carr. Good performance this afternoon from Anthony Marn, the referee. He's been up to the play, he's been keeping up with it.
He has been very good because it is difficult conditions.
That's absolutely. He's allowing things to go, and he knows sort of he's watching the thing, he's watching the situation.
Yeah, it's nice to see a game flowing instead of the whistle being blown all the time.
Absolutely. Kick out from Carr, way to her right hand side. And Armagh will try and build here from the back once again. Not much movement from Niamh Coleman through the centre. She just has to stand her ground, I suppose. Lavery's made a good run down this left hand side. Will come her direction. Eventually it will come her direction. Can she hold on to it? No. Referee says it will be a free. And
Must have been a bit afters there when she let the ball go.
A wee bit there, obviously something, but the referee has given the free, and
Lucky enough because
called
Eve
it
had
back.
lost it really there.
yeah, she done well to actually try to even get a hold on it because it was bouncing away from her, but it's an opportunity here for Kelly Mallon again. She takes it short this time, lays it back, takes a return pass and steadies herself, gets a shot in, And that's an excellent point from Kelly Mallon. Well worked, started it and finished it.
Well worked, smart. You know, she knew she wasn't going to get the distance on that, and then brought herself closer to get the shot off.
23 minutes on the clock. 4 points to 2. Kick out from Elaine Walsh away.
She doesn't have many options there, Armagh, in all the pockets.
Lavery's closing in there now as well. Mackin picks it up down this left-hand side, strides through.
Looking for Sis.
Lays it in, and Anna Carr, well, she did let it go. I was going to say she could let it go there, but or Elaine Walsh, I thought she wasn't going to let it go, but she did. And kick out from the goalkeeper once again. That's 6 wides, I suppose you would call. 1 or 2 technical wides, as I like to call them. It's never going to be scoring opportunities. Will be a free once again. The referee's just wanting Niamh Coleman just to settle down there. Sheridan picks it up. Walls for company. The run down this right hand side continues, as it was Kinahan.
That was a silly foul there.
Touch there by.
She'll get noted for that, Emily Druce.
Yeah, Emily Druce, but that's maybe a lack of experience from her point of view. Yeah, on her debut this afternoon, the Armagh Hearts player, and a free for Lauren McVitie. Referee stops the play, wants her to take it further back. Potentially harsh enough, I suppose you would say, but still.
Now they have the 2 players back here. Armagh are a bit exposed for the ball going backwards, but
Armagh nearly have everybody behind the ball, though, as McVitie takes it away once again. She's fouled again. It will be a free in again. And
Armagh need to be a wee bit more disciplined in the tackling.
I was going to say Planet Magan. I was just a wee bit disappointed there with that call, but it will be a free.
Well, she did pull her arm and the ball came out, so you can't do that.
That's it. The rules are rules. Gilson steadies herself in front of this one.
It's a big kick here.
It is a big kick. As far as what? 23, 24 metres, maybe more out. Hard to see the lines here this afternoon. Maybe 30 metres out.
Yeah, I'd say so.
She steadies herself. No real breeze to talk about. Drops it in and drops it over the bar.
Good score. She didn't doubt herself there, so.
No, absolutely not. 5 minutes of this half remaining, and still very early to call this one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing between them.
It'll be a game of fitness, maybe, Paddy, in the second half.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah, that it could be a key factor in it. And of course, Sheridan said that before this game that she would give it all and see how far she goes. Mackin with the long probing ball inside, an opportunity. Shot off the crossbar and over the bar it goes. But that was a goal chance.
It was a goal chance, but at least they got something out of it. Amy's come a lot deeper now to get ball, and they're isolating Alex Clark in there one-on-one. So it's good to see them changing it up. Yeah.
Good finish, but again that dangerous ball in, and quick thinking from Mackin again. And
I think Mackin plays the ball in that she would like to receive, which is nice.
I suppose that's it's a good mantra to have, isn't it? As you can see in the replay, that was a fine effort, fine goal scoring.
But Cavan did really well to keep her out. You know,
they were there. Yeah, they were there to try it. Yeah, but that was perhaps the best goal scoring chance of this half on 26 minutes. But it's these are 5 points to 3 as we approach the half-time whistle here.
Well done.
And it's turned over once again, and all of a sudden Armagh just showing a clean pair of heels. The long ball in once again, tried to find Kelly Mallon. Mallon lays it back, and the return pass comes out and it's off the post and away again. And another opportunity perhaps goes a begging, and that one goes wide eventually, but chances starting to mount up.
They are. Yeah, it was a good turnover by Kate Toe there. Quick play.
She's played well.
She has
played well. Yeah, it's an earned player. And kick out now coming from Elaine Walsh. Again, narrow margins. And
but the kick out's excellent.
It's
to find those pockets of space.
It's working, and it's because the way Armagh are playing, it's remarkable that they're getting the opportunities. Cavan to get that ball out. Walls, the support player, once again
Ashling Sheridan's there if she can get it there.
Gets it inside to Sheridan. Wants to return past Sheridan.
They're open here.
Chance comes in, and it drops short there from Ellie Cahill, and that was a goal scoring opportunity. Should have done better.
Yeah. Like that ball like that, Anna Carr's going to have it all day.
Ball out that far side once again, and all of a sudden there's a wee bit more urgency about Armagh. They want the quick ball inside. Girl wanting it there. Alex Clark again, but the run continues. Armagh trying to get the opportunity there from Aoife McCoy, and will have the chance to increase that lead. But a free kick as we approach the half-time whistle. Most managers are both happy enough with what they've seen so far.
Yeah, I think they will be happy. Both teams are showing great endeavour, and as a manager, that's what you want first and foremost. And there's not much between the teams, so.
The free kick on that far side should be regimental enough, really. And to be fair to Amy, she just turns away. She hits that one and
it's just business.
Pop it over the bar. That's it. 6-3 now.
It was a good, powerful run though for me from McCoy, and I suppose Cavan had to take her down because goal was on, because Kelly was free for a pop over the top.
You just see that squeeze again, and it's amazing that Cavan are getting the ball out there because they're under so much pressure at times, but credit to them, they're doing a job. And Barry Grimes, Jerry Moan have their task done. They know what their homework done anyway, that's for sure. But you'd expect maybe one or two changes in the second half for both sides, I would think. Free taken.
It's Aisling Sheridan again. She's everywhere.
She's absolutely all over the park, but you just wonder how well she can cope.
How long? Yeah, you
can do that for, because with lack of experience maybe in some aspects of the team, you need that experience all over the park, maybe in a game like this here. Again, Walls, she's been very impressive.
Excellent. Yeah.
Killygarry player takes possession once again. It's her in the white Under Armour, laying it back. And the return she's taking it well. She was going to let it go there to Long Hair, but then gets the ball forward. A wee bit of pulling and hauling through the centre. McCormick out there working hard too, looking for it, and it's picked up then by Gilson. Gilson inside, wanted to return, but just a wee bit too much on it. There's a touch in the back. It will be a free in.
I have to admire Gilson for going for balls that she probably has no right to win.
She had no right to win that one or even get near that one, but there you are. And it was quite evident it was always going to be a foul there. She put her hand in, and you'd expect McVitie to back herself here once again with this one, just on the 20-metre line. So if anything, it's brightening up somewhat than it was earlier on, but it's still a murky afternoon here on the opening day of the Lidl National Football League. McVitie. Crosserlock. She's really scored one. And she hits that one wide though. She'd be disappointed with that herself. But she hit it well, but she just didn't get enough curl on it, I suppose, at this stage. It is 6-3, just the 3 points between the sides, but ladies football, that's dangerous enough, I suppose, the way games go. And Armagh on the offensive here again with Ferguson doing well. The return pass required and goes through now. Mackin tried to put it inside to McConville. That was the target. It was so obvious. McConville striding forward, lays it off this left hand side. An opportunity comes in from Lavery and is flashed across the face of the goals and wide. But again, you can see what was coming there.
You can see the potential in that. When Armagh run at them, they're very strong. There's a lot of movement. Laura McConville did well to get her hands on that ball. Just a pure shot selection. And
the kick out plan doesn't go to, the strategy doesn't go to plan on this occasion, and it will be a line ball to Armagh. Kenny takes it, gets it to Mackin. Amy Mackin down the left hand side, really creating space for herself, but over carries the ball on this occasion. Wee bit, I don't know, out of sorts maybe at this stage.
Yeah.
But a long way to go in this encounter. Ball into the centre once again. And
you can hear Armagh management.
Some of the Armagh management is standing up beside us here, not overly happy with that. But referee blows the half-time whistle. Nothing between them, 3 between them, but nothing really.
No, absolutely nothing. Both of them are dangerous when they go forward.
It's been an entertaining game.
It really
I have to say it, and conditions aside, you would love to see the two sides on a very dry day and a good fast surface, because it's, both sides have played pretty well. Manager-wise, who'd be the happier?
I definitely say Jerry Moan will be happier.
Yeah, only the 3 between them?
Yeah, I think he will. Look, I know there's an awful lot of hype around Armagh, and everybody's saying they shouldn't be in the second division, and, they're a team that's maybe underperforming and all this, so I think they feel a lot of pressure, and you have to get out of the division, and you have to play the games, and you have to win them, so, in some respects...
Well, disappointing from their point of view last year, obviously, to get beat in the league final last year by a couple of points by Kerry, who, of course, proved to be their nemesis then in the All-Ireland series as well. They've learned from that, and there's not much in the way of changes. when you see the quality they have?
No, there's not. And I mean, like all the teams in the senior, even when you look forward to championship, are very, very close together. There's not much between them all. So, and Cavan know that too.
Yeah, well, that's it. When you look at obviously Donegal with a full, basically a new fresh face team yesterday, of course, as well, and one or two changes all over the place this weekend. It is half time here at Drumlane. It is the girls from Armagh 6 points, Cavan 3 points. We'll take a break here and be back very, very shortly with exclusive second half coverage here in the Lidl National Football League. Welcome back to Drumlane in County Cavan. Not that far border, not that far from Belturbet here where we are in Drumlane, of course. Club side here reached the Ulster men's final at junior level earlier on, or end of last year, beaten by Stewartstown in a penalty shootout back at Clonus. The Cavan side will be happy enough with what they've seen so far here this afternoon. The Cavan ladies side, that is. It is just the 3 points between them, 6 points to 3. A good battling display, but as we were saying, Cavan Marty joins us here this afternoon. Kiva, I think it's a case where you could do another 2 or 3 Aisling Sheridan. So we're just talking about that off air as well, because she's played such a key part in this game.
She really has. I worried about her fitness coming into this, but she has been everywhere across the park, and she's very much the link player, very much the leader, and the girls look to her. And they play off her very well. But there's some other good displays from Cavan here as well. We talked about Aisling Walls, has been excellent link playing up and down, and confident play, good on the kickouts. There is some really good play from Cavan here.
Yeah, Walls has been very, very impressive. There's no doubt about that. Everything seemed to be out through her, out through Erin Longear as well. Sort of left, right. They were working the ball up the park with I'm not going to say aplomb, because at times they were well caught back, but they've done well. That's Cavan's side, and maybe not expected often this afternoon, because there's so many debutants in the squad, of course, as well. That leads us to another problem, of course. When you have so many new faces in the squad, are you going to risk throwing them into a competition like this here when you look at the bench that Armagh have?
I know. This is what I'm preempting coming next. I definitely think that Shane McCormick will be taking on a couple of players from the bench that are seasoned players, and they can make a big difference, here. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's too early to say, but could they pull away from Cavan? We talked about fitness being an issue. You have Catherine Marley, Niamh Marley, who are very experienced players. Aoife Lennon didn't start. Blahin started for her. I wonder, is she fit to come on? You have other players there that, for Armagh, that I think would make more of a difference than the Cavan subs.
Close to your own home. Playing rugby yesterday, how did it go for her?
Yeah, she's been playing for Ulster now. She had 3 games for them. Really, really enjoys it. A lot of key transferable skills from the Gaelic football to the rugby, I suppose, as well as the AFL. But yeah, she really enjoys it. It's a new experience for her. But now she's back in full flow for Armagh, and that's where her heart lies.
That's where her heart lies. Yeah. Don't be panicking yet, Armagh supporters. No panic yet, or whatever.
I see Catherine Marley's on there.
Yeah, so a change there for them. So we wave across there.
Other than that, I think it's all the same.
Yeah, she's wearing number 20 in there. Hasn't been announced who the changes are, but we'll check on those in a moment as the second half gets underway here at Drumlane in the Lidl Ladies National Football League second division. The opening day of action here, and Armagh have the lead 6 points to 3, and they're on the offensive here almost immediately here once again. It's a dull overcast afternoon, but the football has been good from both sides. But a recycling done there from Armagh point of view. Not going to panic with the ball, not going to rush with the ball at them, that's for sure. Ball inside, nice ball inside there to Toei, and can't hold on to it though. Marley tries to come away with it, and a bit of considered play from her point of view, gets it out that far side to McConville, and McConville then threads it out again to Lavery. They've worked well in that first half, and they're still trying to work it now down the second period, down that side once again. Ball inside, and will be a free, says the referee this afternoon, Anthony Marn from Monaghan, and we're saying he has done pretty well. Yeah, he's done good. He
really has, and I know we keep saying about it, but the conditions are difficult. There's a lot of slipping and sliding, and he's let a good game flow here. So that was good patient play by Armagh, moving it around the D. Catherine Marley then fouled, so he called that well, and Kelly's on the free now.
Kelly Mallon's a free, 2 points to her name so far. The Armagh Hearts player about to hit this one to the pavilion end of the ground. She steadies herself and drops it in, and drops it over the bar.
Yeah, first class free taker Kelly. She spends a lot of time on that, and I suppose that's what you want out of your leader and your captain.
No fuss with it. Isn't that the key, isn't it?
I suppose it is, because even if she is fussing inside, you don't want to see it. So
ball kick out from the goalkeeper there. It hasn't worked on this occasion. Been a good kick out strategy they used in the first half, Cavan, but find themselves under the cosh here just in these opening exchanges. Marley picks it up once again, tries to burst through the centre. The referee says she tried to go through illegally, and it will be a free out for Armagh. And again, it's who else? Only the number 9 there, Keenahan, who has played well, gets it to Gilston. The run continues there from Ahern, but it comes back inside once again. Nice piece of play. Ahern takes possession of the ball, lays it back to Gilston. Gilston tries to jink away from the marker. It's not a day for that sort of football, though, you'd have to say. Goes to ground under the pressure. Should have been a bit more proactive with the ball there.
Yeah, you're right. They're just playing it about far too much, and you're leaving yourself open to have it intercepted.
Left herself with a few difficulties there with that one, and caused herself problems. It remains 7 points to 3 just into the second half here of the Lidl National Football League clash at Drum Lane. All the games this year, of course, will be streamed live for you. If not on this platform, obviously on TG Cahara as well, our partners, which is great to have. What coverage we have of the Lidl National League this year, absolutely superb. Mackin through the centre once again. It just opens up for the Armagh girls here, playing with a wee bit of aplomb, but again, good bit of defending. And the Girland mopping up the loose ball there is Sheridan, who has worked tremendously hard through this encounter. Walls out that far side. She was a real handful in the first half, and the free kick awarded there for the challenge on Cahill. And we're going to see a change in the far side. No, I think it's just the referee calling it forward. It was so a wee bit of afters, a wee bit of talking to perhaps that shouldn't have happened, and it will be a free on the far side. Long ball and trying to find Gilston. She was over the top there. Didn't come her way though, and there was 3-4 Armagh players in there mopping up the loose ball, doing well. Race for possession now, and it's taken away by Clark. Nice ball through this side, down this right hand side, and Mackin shows the number 4, Christina Charters, a clean pair of heels, continues the run. This is promising. Lays it back. She thought about getting the shot away there, and instead run into trouble, and Lavery fouled. Will be a free in once again. But Mackin showing a clean pair of heels there to the debutant Charters, and she's so good at that wee jink.
Yeah,
just catches you out every time.
That signature Amy Mackin, and it's good to see that she did drop the shoulder and take her on, because she can beat most players, if not all. So I'd like to see that a bit more from
even
Amy.
in conditions like that.
Yeah.
She hits this one, and she pops it over the bar, and a chance now of this game running away from Cavan. Eva?
Yeah, like this 5 minutes now will be crucial, because if they can't stay in touching distance of Armagh, I presume that they will kick on here.
8-3 it is now, and
that was good fielding there, and a good kick out again to pick out that space.
Cavan need to get on the score sheet pretty quickly in this one. Again, they're moving the ball down that far side. Far side maybe is better of the sides in the park here this afternoon, but too much out of it. Will be a lane ball on that far side.
I think Cavan's difficulty is people aren't getting ahead of the ball, and they're having to fist pass the ball
backwards. They have
backwards.
to come back in themselves, yeah. They have to sort of retreat and try and recycle.
Slows down their play.
And the lanes person eventually decide on that far side it will be a lane ball to Armagh. As we said earlier on, Armagh and resplendent in their new jerseys and new kit, new shorts, of course, as well this year. Look well.
They're easier to wash than the white ones.
There'll be a lot of people.
My mummy would say that.
Sinead Real will be rubbing the hands, hoping a lot of people purchase those as we go along. But
yeah, and on that there's plenty of money to be spent in Killian if anybody wants to sponsor the new pitch and the great things going on there.
Absolutely, superb work being done behind the scenes as the ball comes in from the left-hand side from Malin, and that one has gone wide. Yeah, indeed, a lot of work being done behind the scenes in all counties, really, it has to be said as well. Substitute being made, and it's the number 23 for Armagh coming in, and that is Ciara Finnegan. See, who is she replacing on that far side? I think it is the number 13, Catherine Ahern, the debutant, was thrown. It's all about experience, of course, but that poor kick out, an opportunity here for Armagh. Mackin gives it inside, a chance, another chance. Mullen on the far side, and it's easily rolled to the back of the net, and a fine finish there from McCoy. The key players involved.
Yeah, look, we did say that the kick out had been good from Cavan, but there was high risk there, and that's what they've been working on there. Armagh closing all those avenues down. But look, there's the key players there. You've Amy Mackin, Kelly Mallon, and really unselfish play.
They were all unselfish, ran through, and the ball, I suppose, a wee bit of pride there from a point of view of her and Longier, which the ball was eventually lost there through the centre, but they were badly punished by a very good finish there, and that could be the end of this contest. Even at this stage, what we've played some almost 8 minutes in this second half. 1-8 now to 3 points. Tells its own story. Scoreboard doesn't lie. Plenty of instruction being given. The kickouts that worked so well in the first half have not worked at all in this second period. And Longier is looking like she may be finished as well. She's struggling there with that injury. The referee over having a look there as well. But trying to obviously try and run it off. The physio there, Ciara Harkin, just checking on her. And
I think keeper's going to have to go long for a safety one here, just to get it as far away from defence as possible.
They've been under pressure now from Elaine Walsh's point of view for the best part of this half. The kick out again.
She done well.
She held on to it just when the pressure was on, and that's an opportunity here for Gilston. But work to be done for Gilston. She gives it into the middle where Walls picks it up. So effective in the first half. Lays it out that far side. Takes a return pass. Looks up to see his options on. Will lay the ball again. Gilston in there battling for it. Goes out that far side. And all of a sudden...
Look at all the orange jerseys.
I'm going to
so
say that
the
punchiness of the attack is
even
just
Kelly Mullins back there.
Back to Gilston. Out through the middle. And she overcarries the ball. But she had no choice because she was just hemmed back. They were going really fast. All of a sudden, they took a second
Sideways.
extra, and that was the end of it. But that's a quality Armagh team. Ulster champions, of course, as we said, and no doubt will be fancying their chances again this year. Albeit, of course, they were pressed the whole way by Donegal last year. An extra time victory it was. Ball inside, defending. Did she touch the ball? No, the referee has given the free.
I think Alex pushed her in the back.
Thought she did get a wee touch in the back there. She went to ground. The goalkeeper, Elaine Walsh, in there giving a bit of extra support as well. And
it's a great kick.
Finnegan gets a lovely ball out that far side. And now can Cavan build on that in these this third quarter of this contest? Ball out that far side. But
it's first class defending by Clodagh McCambridge.
Clodagh McCambridge, she's been reasonably quiet.
She's
been so effective though.
Sometimes, a full-back may not touch the ball 2-3 times, but it's touching it all those times that you get the opportunity.
Touching the key time is the key to it, and she done that on that occasion. And
I find midfielders can make a lot more mistakes because they're on the ball so much more, whereas in the full-back line you can't.
Ferguson to Mackin. Mackin's ball over the top, another opportunity. But again, recycling, back to Mackin. Mackin tries to bounce the ball in the heavy sod, gets it away again, another second bite of the cherry, and flashes it across the face of goal, and the ball goes wide. And perhaps when your key player like Mackin isn't performing well, it's up to other players to step up, and they have done today.
Of course it is, and you'll get days like that where you just can't depend on one player all the time, and this is what's happening with Cavan. Maybe there's too much dependence on the likes of Aisling Sheridan, and you need these ones to step up.
Mackin, Mallon and McCoy, the scores in the second half, and key scores. Another change, the looks of things there from a Cavan point of view.
Ferguson is on for our Kate Toe, Armagh. So she's Grace Ferguson's sister.
And Ciara Maguire, debutant, coming on there for the injured Longier as well. So both sides making a couple of changes. As you'd expect,
of course. Yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, you want your players to get game time, because you need to keep them on the squad.
And game time of a quality. It's okay playing challenge games in maybe 20 minutes, but you want to be playing the real competitive edge, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's what all players talk about. Will I play league games? Will I get league time, championship time?
Some players don't maybe need that right now, but I suppose for the vast majority, you need it.
Well, when you're competitive, Paddy, you want to play.
And Mackin goes to the ball there, and this will be a free, and the referee is going to have a word. She's calling over. There's 2 or 3 players that she's calling over Amy Mackin, is she? She is.
So the interesting.
Her, yeah. She's not happy with the challenge, and the referee isn't happy with the opposite number charters as well. So he's going to hop the ball.
Right.
It's an interesting one there now. But referees, he's closer to it than we are, that's for sure. And obviously saw something coming together of sorts. The referee.
But look, he's been very good. So
Anthony Moran, as we said, experienced man. Ball out that far side once again. Cavan have it all to do to try and clear their lanes under a bit of pressure. And a wee shove comes in, but the referee lets it go, and it's the ball comes out. That's good play here from Kerry McCormick. Back inside there to Finnegan, and they're trying to move the ball, but and
Sheridan was
recycled
lucky,
back of Mackin, and an opportunity here once again. The players over if they can use them, but the decision making of Niamh Keenan maybe not as good as it could have been. The substitute on there, Maeve Ferguson, as we said. It's her first touch of the afternoon.
Yeah.
And gives it to Sister Grace. The referee's going to have a word with someone. He's going to have a word with Grace Ferguson.
Just in discipline, Paddy, maybe.
Let's see what he's going to do here. He's asking the player to step back. He's having a word with the lines person down below us here as well. So we'll wait to see what the outcome is there.
You could just see there before that play with...
He's going for the card. No, he's going for the ball. He's going to hop the ball again. There you are. And wants the change to be made on the far side. He's signalling across there, but no, he's going to hop the ball.
Here's Aoife Lennon coming on for Armagh. For Eve Lavery.
Plenty of experience coming in there.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. And referee is going to bounce the ball. He's calling the players to get back. It's going to be a tussle there between Mackin and Sheridan. The ball breaks and no one gets clean hands onto it. It's like a rugby scrum there for a split second. He's going to hop the ball again. A wee bit of pushing and shoving going on there. The referee's going to hop it again. Pick another couple of players to go for it. It's going to be the same two.
AFL.
As you'd expect. And the ball breaks to Sheridan. Sheridan does well. Runs into trouble but gets back at possession of the ball. Lays it back again out that far side to Bird, who's been very, very good for this Cavan side. It's been one or two good performances, despite what the scoreline would suggest. It was 6-3 at half-time. Ball over the top. Again, the defending equal to it. And look who's in there mopping up the loose ball. Alex Clark doing well. And in front of her there is Ferguson. Two Fergusons looking for it, and that goes through the centre.
Ooh, high challenge.
High challenge comes in. The referee intelligently plays the advantage. Lets the play continue, lets the play develop, and it's Ferguson out this near side looking for it, but it will go to Mackin. Mackin decides to lay it long this time. Her direct passing absolutely superb in this encounter. Takes possession of the ball, but runs into trouble, and it will be a free in for Armagh. And another opportunity.
It's getting a wee bit hot and heavy.
A couple of old niggles, isn't there? But maybe I suppose as the game wears on, I suppose Cavan look at the scoreboard, they can see the fact now it's 1-8 to 3 points. They know it's probably away from them.
Yeah, it's maybe a bit frustrating for them
unless
at this
they
stage.
can get a goal out of somewhere and not concede. But player has the ball now who has scored 3 points already and was key to that goal for McCoy a few moments ago, and strikes this one, strikes it short, it drops short, an opportunity for another goal, flashed across the face of the goal, and it has drilled to the back of the net, and an excellent finish there, and that will be it really, won't it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Look, Cavan will be really disappointed with that. They should have got that off the line. That's bread and butter for a keeper.
Aoife Lennon will be happy with that.
Sure, that's a good introduction, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, that's the way to do it. 2-8 to 3 points, and didn't start the game of course, but big goal, 16 minutes, 2-8 to 3 points. Tells his own story, really. But you'd be disappointed from a Cavan point of view because they did play well in the first half.
They really
and there was no breeze, really, to.
No, that did no factor to bear in it, no. But I can just see Armagh just getting on the ascendancy more and more here.
Yeah, they just, that last maybe 5 minutes of the first half, there was a wee bit more to them as well. And well, now they find themselves very much in the box seat here for the last 15 minutes or so of this one.
But look, Jerry Moon will have to look at the positives, you know, and he will want to build on the first half performance, and it is the start of the league, so I mean there are positives for Cavan as well.
You'd be thinking now, if you were Jerry and Barry and that on the far side, you'd be throwing a few of the new faces in just to give them a run out.
Yes, you would.
You know, well,
as I've said before, well, you have to have a happy squad as well at the end of the day, and people have to get game time. So.
Yeah. And how do you find that from your management perspective? You're obviously with James and Fermanagh. Is that a tough task now? Because you've a lot of more players back now.
What I say, something that I never realised before, is there's an awful lot more pastoral issues, i.e. in keeping people happy and talking to people.
Social worker,
yes,
really, aren't
pretty
you?
much, yeah. But it's important to have the channels of communication open all the time and knowing what's going on with your players and you know, looking after them, and that's really vital.
I suppose as a player yourself, you'd never, if you didn't need it, you didn't bother with it.
I never knew anything about that side of things. You just played the football, so it's a lot harder than what I thought it was.
And all the logistical things and everything goes with that as well. Getting the pitch here and there.
It's a real eye opener. I think I have a lot more respect for managers and coaches now.
Absolutely. But it's a good learning curve for you.
It is a really
as well,
good,
isn't it? Yeah. And Fermanagh, of course, opened their campaign in the Lidl National League on the 5th of February.
5th of February, we have Antrim away.
Antrim again. Absolutely. And there's been some great battles between Fermanagh and Antrim over the past few years. Carrying the ball.
Well, that was a very good call because she shouldered into Grace.
She moved into it, And
he has been excellent, the ref, I have to say.
Absolutely good performance on the opening day of the Lidl National League. Amy Mackin inside, another opportunity here for another goal chance perhaps. Goes to Clark, the ball, the danger not averted yet. Clark done well. Challenge comes in, and that could be a card, I would suggest. Referee certainly looking at the notebook anyway, and it could be trouble there for Shauna Lynch.
What I love to watch, Paddy, is the way when Amy Mackin wins the ball and she's always looking up for the option, and Kelly's usually always there for the pass.
Isn't it? Yeah. Yes, the next pass. And there's only a few players in the country that can do that. The maybe 2 passes ahead. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's quality players. That's your all-stars. Like.
Absolutely. She's an opportunity here to add to her tally. She screws that one wide though, and
heavy ball. I'm putting it down to.
Yeah, it's 12th wide too, and it's just not one of those days.
Yeah.
So it just is one of those days, rather, but
look better doing it now than when you're under serious pressure.
Well, that's it. 1 minute to go in Crow Park, for example, and things like that. But there you go.
Look, things are getting
lost
sloppy.
Again. Yeah, Cavan are causing themselves problems. Mackin decides to launch it long, and.
But you know what? She looked up. She saw the keeper was off her line. I think she thought about chipping her there.
Well, do you know what? I often wonder why players don't actually try that when they see the goalkeepers. And so many goalkeepers now love coming out, particularly in the men's game. We haven't seen so much in ladies football yet, but it's only a matter of time, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a total different role altogether. Now that they're playing like a second full back.
Well, the ball won back. The kick-out strategy is completely faltered here from a Cavan point of view, and now it's all about how many Cavan can finish with in this game. They're on the offensive here once again, and nice piece of play in that far side. Lovely combination play. And the ball won back there by Kenny, driving forward.
What I like about Armagh is they always make the second run, so there's always someone supporting.
Lennon, lovely ball inside, an opportunity. Mackinson saves. She sees her, decides to go for herself. Dropped in though. And the young debutant there, the O'Connor Cup player, a minor last year, Christina Charters, does well. 1 or 2 players, and it's good to see those players coming through. Also, the likes of Karen Ahern was in that minor squad last year too, and such great work being done by Lurgan over the past year, of course, too. Their minors and their seniors doing well.
It's a great ball, good quick
ball
pass.
Out the near side, an opportunity from for the Cavan girls. Finnegan, ball into the centre, but again. Armagh just seem to have wanted the amount of players, 3, 4, 5, 7 players, 8 players in behind.
It's the fitness to be able to do that, to get up the pitch and back again.
On a day like this. Yeah, absolutely. It's been nice to watch an Armagh side going through the gears, and nice to watch an Ulster senior side like Armagh who could be challengers later on in the summer. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
there's no doubt that they have the quality.
They definitely have the quality. It's just about all the things coming together, and over the last couple of years I think it's been edging towards that way, and I think Shane McCormick and his backroom team are the people to take them there.
Yeah.
He's got a great vibe going on. Everybody's really happy. That's the word I'm getting back, and a happy team is always a good performing team.
We're just looking at the many: Tony Riley, Stephen Sheeran, Joe Feeney, Rory Grames, Conor McVeary and Barry McCauley, and they're all centred around the pitch. They're all sort of in different angles. There's a lot of them up here in the stand watching things, and there's been a lot of stats and a lot of stuff being done as well. That maybe it's a modern game now.
Well, look, from I played, the professionalism even from then has come on.
And that's not that long ago.
It's not that long ago. No, it's 3 years, whatever, since I quit. So, yeah, look, it's come on leaps and bounds, and you've Sinead Reel at the helm of it there, pushing it on because she's a real driving force.
Absolutely, and Sinead, of course, the driving force as well with the new field there too. But no doubt we'll get a run out this year.
Yeah, like they had the All-Ireland champions there not so long ago, which was a great spectacle too.
So it's all about positivity. Fermanagh or Cavan could do a bit of positivity at this stage.
Well, look, might get a free here and we score.
Could do a score, just it certainly deserve it. They've worked really hard.
Yeah,
they've worked really hard. But they've just come up against a very good Armagh side, and they trail to 8 to 3 points. And all the good work done in the first half maybe has faltered, but you never thought that Sheridan could keep that level of up and down the park all day either, in fairness.
No, and I mean, they'll look at that as a positive and they'll tell her that.
opportunity for a
Niamh
free
Marley's
now.
on for Niamh Coleman.
So one code to the other. Free comes in, and it's
an excellent
over the
score.
bar. Good score.
Yeah.
And be happy with that, but far from happy with the scoreline. 23 minutes on the clock. Kick out is a short one, and it seems a wee bit of a dip in that pitch to the left, but I don't think it's key to it. There's certainly no
bearing on the game.
No bearing on the game, and no breeze at all to talk
No.
about. There's wee breeze at the start, but it seems to have gone completely, and it's Armagh, the offensive here again, with Marley getting an early touch. He gets it to Mackin, and the long ball into the corner. Something you do in the last minute of a game, perhaps, but it's worked for them. Amy Mackin there giving support. Armagh just always seem to have an extra player over there as well as they come forward too in these.
They're very good at the blind side running here.
Yeah, and there's always support with them, which is absolutely superb to watch. Long ball inside, trying to find Lennon. Goal score a few moments ago. Too much on that, and the ball goes out on that far side. 14 wide, so
Yeah, but great switch in the play, from Cavan winning it down the corner. I know it didn't go over, but
finishes
go over on the other side.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and but it's great recycling of the ball, moving the ball at pace, but there's always just seems to be that extra player, and it's a credit to him, And the fitness levels, there's no doubt the fitness levels are up with Armagh.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, just a bit of a rough challenge by Niamh Marley there. That's the rugby coming out.
It's a credit to players who are able to play several codes, and a lot of players playing rugby and netball and basketball, of course, on show today.
Yeah, and I think what's a credit to the Gaelic players is the fact that, Niamh would tell me at the Ulster Rugby, they can't get over, how well conditioned the Gaelic football players are and how fit they are, and, so sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit.
No, that's right, absolutely. The LGFA are doing some sterling work with their development programmes and everything as well, down the country and here in Ulster, and, it's up to clubs and counties to take advantage, because every avenue is there for them.
Well, you're building it for your children in the future, so...
That's it. And I think you mentioned Sinead, really that's the sort of thing she's thinking of. It's not so much now, it's 10 years' time, 15 years' time, what she's thinking of.
Definitely not short-sighted, Sinead.
No, absolutely not. The ball through the centre again, Armagh just going through the gears here now with 25 minutes almost on the clock. It's a case of how many they finish with. As I said, back to Mackin. Started the game wearing number 24, but started the encounter in place of Lennon. Ball out that far side, and just this transition play of moving it back and forward, recycling, taking their time. It's a pleasure to watch, it has to be said. Ball on the far side, shot comes in, and it has went wide again. That would be the only downside maybe of this afternoon, the wide count.
Yeah, so you thought it'd be something they'll definitely have to work on, shot selection.
Maybe it's early season. And,
look, it is.
Obviously it's early season, but it will be a worry, at this stage. But
look, it's something to work on.
Oh, absolutely. McCaffrey, the first touch of the afternoon, gets it across that far side to McCormick, who's worked hard in this encounter, in Andy Sheridan, who has been tireless up and down the park all day. Lynch, former full back at this Cavan side, now operating on the right hand side, but numbers matter little in this contest or in any code of ladies football now at the moment. Back here comes to Finnegan. Finnegan steadies herself. They could do a wee goal, maybe just to
really spice it up, yeah.
And trying to move it out that far side, but
you definitely say, Paddy, that Aisling Sheridan's been a lot quieter.
She has, and it's obviously to do with fitness as well. It's impossible to keep that level of going.
It is.
No matter who you are.
Well, look, I suppose you don't want to be your fittest at this stage of the year either.
Well, that's it too. It's all about timing, isn't it? Ball through to Malin. Malin steadies herself. Another opportunity for Malin, and at his time it hits the post and will fall into the hands of a grateful defender who gets it forward down this side.
Cavan moved the ball quickly here before Armagh can transition to get back.
Maguire, debutant, gets it forward to space to McCaffrey. McCaffrey tries to thread it through, but again, I have to say Armagh have been very, very good in getting players back and closing the gaps and closing any wee watertight or wee holes that haven't been watertight, particularly in the first half, but they are now.
Yeah, I can see they've put the hand up to recycle the ball back, and it's good to see players like Maeve Lennon's on there for Armagh, so Shane has put on subs here, you know.
Yeah, he's rigged through the changes. We can't see him exactly from where we are because it's far on the far side there, and there's no announcements or anything, but we have been noticing. And there's one of those players, Maeve Ferguson, getting a run out this afternoon as well. Nice ball through the centre or to the left again. This is very promising from our Armagh point of view. They always seem to have a player extra. I've said that a few times, but it's so obvious. Ball back out again, recycling, confidently recycling the ball back to Kenny. Good debut for her. She's played almost the full 60 odd minutes.
Yeah, and in a player's head, it's really important to just get that 60 minutes under your belt.
Especially the first day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the league and a new competition. And challenge games come, challenge games go, but it's all about that competitive edge. And I thought maybe she overcarried the ball a wee bit there, but the referee gave her the benefit of the doubt. And the ball to the centre. Cavan almost caused themselves problems there, but the substitute lays it forward. Nice return pass. And Sheridan looking for it. The players over this near side, if they can work the ball through. Shot comes in from the right hand side, but
unlucky. She would have deserved to score Walls for the work rate that she's put in all day.
Just a fourth wide in this contest. Walls is one of the players who've been very impressed with, not so much in the second half, but certainly in the first half. She was absolutely superb down this right hand side. And she wasn't alone. There was 3 or 4 others as well. So food for thought for Jerry Moan, food for thought for him and Barry Grimes as they progress in the Lidl National Football League. They're away to Tipperary next, he was telling me earlier on, and that's a tight one for any team.
It'll be interesting to see how Westmeath and Tipperary get on today. You know, they have Ashley Maloney back and Westmeath have come down, so it'll be interesting to see.
That's it. I haven't heard any other scores at this juncture. Just to check and see is there anything coming through. And Tyrone won 14, Roscommon 11 points. That's an interesting one. Just got that one through there.
We played Tyrone in the challenge match earlier on as well in the year, and I thought they were sprightly and very lively and a good young team.
They are. So
Sean O'Kane's doing good work there.
Absolutely. Sean, one of the veterans, but like Jerry Moan, well, they're sort of the veterans now. You have the likes of Shane McCormick, who, as we said, was the youngest manager in ladies football when he took on Wexford, and I suppose he's learned his trade well with Ronan as well.
And you have to start somewhere, you know. Yeah.
As you said as well, it was the right option to maybe look at someone within the camp.
Yeah, but look, I know a lot of people talked about it and said, oh, they should have went for something completely new, but this is a team that have been together for a while now, you know, and I think the consistency
is... rocking the apple cart.
Yeah, now there are some changes in there, you know, you have the likes of Joe Feeney, who's brought a fresh dynamic.
Yeah.
You know, Denise Jordan has stepped up as Mayor Fornia, so...
That's right,
look, there's a bit of a reshuffle.
There's a reshuffle, but there's still people who were there.
Yes.
And that's the key element. As Cavan come forward here once again in the latter minutes of this half, we played the 30 or the 60 allotted minutes now in this tie, and really it's all about how much additional time Anthony Moran's going to add on to the clock.
Like, I know I'm a bit biased about the full back line, but Clodagh McCambridge is outstanding for me.
She's been, you know, she didn't have to do an awful lot, but what she did do was good.
Yeah.
And that's the key to it. They're on the offensive again, Armagh. Long ball into the centre, but
she read that well and has been very good today. I've heard her lead, doing a lot of communicating and talking. So
Ciara Brady doing well. Another debutant this afternoon, but has performed well. And there are positives.
But everywhere Cavan look, they're looking up into an orange jersey.
Yeah, that's it now. You know. Almost caught there again, and Brady's in there to mop up the loose ball. The referee's just looking at his watch. He's just wandering around the middle there, thinking perhaps this could be time to call a halt in this one, but there will be a wee bit of additional time. Not much in the way of additional time, but there will be some. And it's with Lynch and Gilson. She hasn't stopped running all day. Still screaming for the ball through the centre. And Armagh not keen to give away any ball at all in these closing stages. McVitie out that far side. It's a loose enough pass to McCormick, but they're still on the offensive here. Can they finish with a wee bit of a flourish? There's a goal chance. Shot comes in and flashes in and flashes over the bar. And I suppose that's a wee bit of a boost.
Look, at least they got something out of that and was good play and shows potential there.
Yeah, 32 minutes in the second half played now, and 2-5. I suppose it's a case of work to be done for Jerry, work to be done for Shane too.
Yeah, definitely. It's worked for both managers there. But look, I'm going to say Jerry Moan will take heart out of that. Having spoken to him after the challenge game that we played them, I think he will take loads of positives. The girls will go away and know what they need to work on. It was a really good first half display from them from that point of view. So, there's a lot that they can still do in this league.
The referee looks at his watch, Anthony Moore, and will know that time is up as far as we go here. Ball out that far side. Armagh have been good value for the victory on the opening day of the Alliance League, but it's only 3 points, and there's a lot more to play for this year, and the newly extended again, and I think we're all grateful to see the newly extended National League again, because a glorified Ulster Championship is how one manager said to me earlier on this year, but it's great to be getting fixtures for everybody right through now to the springtime when
and every player wants matches instead of
the
training.
championship comes, that's it, yeah, and this is a place to try things and do things. There's a long way to go in this campaign. Comes across here to young Ferguson. Nice ball out this near side to Mallon, who's now operating on the right hand side. He's been very, very good all afternoon. Inside to Lennon. Looks up to see is there any options. Comes back out this side to Ferguson again. Ferguson to Mallon again, and will run the whole way back. Referee blows the final whistle. You can make no argument for the victory there. Kiva, it's been quality.
Yeah, it's quality. Look, it was an entertaining first half, I have to say, and I was pleased with both teams and their performance and how competitive it was. But then you could see at the end of the 5 minutes in the first half that Armagh were just going to kick on, and then they had quality subs to bring on and just ran away with the game, I suppose. And
it's just a wee bit more.
There is.
And it's experience, I think, more than anything else, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
They'll be happy enough with that. The final score here at Drumlane this afternoon, it has finished Armagh 2 goals and 8 points. Cavan 5 points. We'll be back next week with extensive and exclusive coverage here of the Lidl Ladies National Football League here on our platform, on the LGFA platform, and of course on that TG Cahir as well. Keep an eye out for us. Thanks to Kiva. Thanks as well to our camera crew this afternoon and all the boys in studio as well who have enjoyed this game. Unfortunately, from a Cavan point of view, the league campaign has started off on, I suppose, a disappointing note, but there's plenty of positives to take for both sides as they progress in this year's Lidl National Football League. We're back again next week. In the meantime, Slán.